You see all these old guys starting to retire, and baseball is bringing all these young people in, and they're making even more mistakes than the older guys. Their strike zones are all over the place. I hate watching baseball and trying to figure out what's a strike and what's a ball. And then you watch the framework that these catchers have, or they're catching the ball outside and they're bringing the ball. How do you not see the glove move from one place to another? How do you not see that? It's completely outside, and they're bringing their gloves in, and you could see it, and you're calling it a strike. I mean, it's ridiculous. And again, Rob Manfred, I don't agree with this robotic umpires that he is going to bring in 2026. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's going to ruin the game. But again, baseball's trying to stay on top. They're trying to figure out how they can build a product and build on top of that. And I think Rob Manfred has tried to figure out all these different ways of growing the sport and adding new rules that's going to drive some of these youngsters to like baseball more than they're going to like football or hockey. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Hockey is more fun to watch live than any other sport. I don't care what anybody says it is. But baseball is always going to be bigger because baseball is American pastime, and baseball holds more fans in the stadium than hockey. And the problem right now with baseball is these new rules that they're bringing in and they're implicating into the game is ruining the game. It's ruining the game. And I love the fact that the shifting is gone, but has it helped the game? I thought it was going to open up the game a little bit more offensively. It's made it worse. Last year, the offense was down. This year, the offense is like, it's like seesawing right now. And pitching has gotten worse. I mean, all around pitching, team pitching has been horrible. And the offense hasn't been that good either in baseball. As a matter of fact, the Yankees have three players. Their three top dogs have more home runs than four major league teams,
including the Rays, which is surprising.
Major league teams, three players, Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto, and Aaron Judge have more home runs than three or four major league baseball teams. That's horrible. That's horrible. And I think baseball's trying to sell a product, and they juice the balls here and there, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And they're trying to make the game a little bit more better. And to me, it's the dominance of the game has just fallen. I mean, look at the Houston Astros. Look at what happened to them. They're playing better baseball now. They are. They're starting to hit. They're starting to play better baseball. But Houston, for what, a month and a half, has been one of the worst teams in baseball with the talent that they have over there. So it's not about the talent that you have. It's just, depending on the weather, depending on this and depending on that. And baseball's just trying to find ways to make the game more fun to watch offensively, scoring, speeding up the game. I don't think speeding up the game has helped the game. No, I don't think it's helped the game at all. As a matter of fact, these rules in in extra innings where the man leading on second base, that's horrible. That's giving the team, all you got to do is hit a single and you're going to win the game. The home team, all he's got to do is hit a single. And the away team gets a shot. Yeah, the away team gets a shot. But I mean, if you look at the records right now, who's at advantage right now for the team that is starting off at second base? It's the away team. If you look at the records over the last 2 years, the away team has a better record than the home team does when it comes to starting, going into extra innings and having that guy start at second base. It's not like a 49-51 kind of statistic. It's like a 10 or 12% statistic. It's high. I think baseball is trying to find, spin the wheel, make the deal. It's not helping the game. And we don't know why, guys like Rob Manfred or guys like, over the years, Tony La Russa are trying to find ways to make the game stand out from all the rest. The game always stood out. It always stood out. If they didn't really dig into what was going on over the 90s when the strike happened and steroids came out, I understand politics got involved with it, but if it wasn't for Jose Canseco, I think he hurt the game of baseball. And he did it for money. He did it because he was going broke and he needed to write a story, so he threw everybody under the bus. But baseball wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for those guys. I think it's horrible. I think baseball, and honestly, out of all the sports, and I'm just being honest, four major sports, baseball is the least I want to go and watch live. It never packs out. Even Yankee Stadium. The Yankee games don't pack out. They're open seats. They say it's a sold-out crowd. It's never sold out unless it's a playoff game. It's never sold out or it's a big team. It's like the Mets and the Yankees. Not even Boston and the Yankees sell out Yankee Stadium anymore. I went to a Yankee game a year ago against Boston. I was sitting in the bleachers. There were open seats all over the field. I remember in the old Yankee Stadium, it would sell out. There was no way you would find seats for years in Yankee Stadium. It was impossible when they played Boston and the Mets and all those teams in the East, the American League East, Baltimore, the Baltimore Orioles in the 80s. When I got a chance to go and watch baseball at the end of the 80s, 90s, the Orioles were still fairly good. When the mid-90s started, it was when everything started falling apart for them. It's terrible how baseball and Rob Manfred has ruined the game. Bud Selig has ruined the game. Why isn't George Steinbrenner in the Hall of Fame? Makes no sense. Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. And Shohei Ohtani is going to have a first-class 100% vote going into the Hall of Fame. And this guy freaking cheated and he was betting on baseball himself. And baseball's just brushing it under the rug because he's their superstar. He's the face. He's the guinea pig. So I just think it's absolutely horrendous. They need to get somebody in position that deserves to take baseball to that next level. I thought Theo Epstein would have been perfect. Theo Epstein would have been the perfect commissioner to take over baseball. Now he's partial owner of the Boston Red Sox and he's doing all that other stuff with the Red Sox. Baseball's not going to let him take over. Roger Goodell makes $54 million. If I'm Theo Epstein, I say, okay, you know what? I'll take the commission. I'll sell my team rights. I'll make a couple $100 million off it. You know what? I want $55 million a year. Pay me $55 million a year. That's a bargain for me. I'll part ways with the Boston Red Sox.